Hello everyone. Hope everybody's doing great. We're going to talk about pressing socks. So these are jigs. This is a jig. These are jigs. And this is a jig. So it doesn't matter what you do for socks, but you got to have a jig. Some jigs hold moisture if you're going to make homemade ones, so you got to be careful that you don't destroy your design at all. Okay, but you see how long this jig is? This is a large sock, so you don't need to pull your, since the jig is this big, you don't need to pull your jig up here. They make jigs for all style socks, so no matter if you're wearing an ankle sock, the other style socks, knee highs and all that, it doesn't mean it's going to go here. Do not think by stretching this all the way up here is going to make your design look good. No, your design looks good starting from how you put it in your program. Okay, check that other video out. I'm going to show you how I do it. There's probably several different ways, but I'm going to just show you how I do it. So with my jig, I put my sock on and I get my measuring just like this, and I measure. Okay, so this is 4 1/4 wide. Okay, put that number in my program. Okay, so this is a black toe, so I'm going to measure here 12 1/4, but also measure the back just in case. So the back is 12 1/2, so that means we'll do a little bit over 12 1/2 for our template. So you're going to make your own template. So we're going to do 4 1/4 wide. That's going to be inside on your sock. Then you're going to go ahead and measure your sock. You're going to hold your jig up like this and see what you're comfortable with. Are you comfortable? 4 1/2 is too close. So let's do a little bit 5 inches wide. So 5 inches wide is your whole bleed area. That's what's going to go off the sock. So if you put 4 1/4 in, put 5 behind it in another, rectangle, square, put that in, and then that will help you. And then I'm going to show you in the other video how I place it all in, okay? To make sure that I don't stretch my design, it doesn't look funky or any of that, okay? So you put those two in, and now you put your design. So no matter if it's a large sock, small sock, medium sock, I'm going to do the exact same design. Okay? So you just have to, depending on what program you're using, take your time. Be familiar with your program. Don't overthink it. Okay? But I know sometimes a lot of people overthink it. We all love to do that. So just take a minute and get it all together. Okay? So the heat press I'm using is a Heat Press Nation 16 by 20 Signature Series. I personally press at 375, 35 seconds. Now if you're going to purchase socks from Silky Socks, he does give you a pressing guide. It is a guide, but whatever you press, your shirts on or whatever, then try that. See if that works. Everything is a recommendation, doesn't mean you have to do it. It's for where do you start at, and then you make adjustments along the way. For me, I found out I don't need to have it that hot, and I don't need to cook it that long. No matter if I cook it 60 seconds, 30 seconds, is the color really that big of a difference? Sometimes it is, especially if you're dealing with skin tones and stuff like that. It is a big difference. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to get my butcher paper, and yes, I save my scraps for things like this, because why waste paper? So there we go. So I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to shut my door for a minute because it is getting windy out there. I don't need my heat press cooling down. All right, so after you put your sock on the jig, put your paper down and all that, you can lint roll very, very lightly, because you do not want to pull any of the fibers out. So I will get a cheap lint roll, not a pet one, and you know, you can lint roll very lightly. If you are getting those little blue fibers and all that. Okay. If you're going to use tape or need to use tape, I would not tape the design on the sock. Make sure you don't cut it all the way off, you know, your transfer all the way off. Make sure you keep some, and then I would tape that to the butcher paper. Don't tape it to the back. It's just because some tapes are strong and they might pull the fiber. So if you're going to do that, I would just make sure you keep enough room, and then just put tape and tape it to the butcher paper like that. Just put tape like that. Don't put tape and wrap it around. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can try it, do what you want. I know some people want to use spray. Some people do have luck with spray. Some people don't. Some of it's too sticky and it does pull the fiber. So it's really up to you. I personally just like to put it there and just pray along the way that nothing shifts or moves. So make sure you line up everything. And I'll know for sure if I pulled my socks too much, because my design won't fit. Now, make sure you put butcher paper on the bottom, and you put butcher paper on top. Okay? Make sure you do that. All right. Let's do it. And make sure you check out the other video to see how I put it all in my program. All right. All right, make sure your heat press is where it needs to be. This one seems like it's a little lower. There we go. All right. Make sure it's at the temperature you need. 35 seconds. So I've already done these in small and medium. These are large. These are ankle dress socks. Quarter ankle dress socks. Okay. So the heel's not going to do nothing. It's going to lay flat because these socks are sublimation socks. They are designed that way. These are not socks like you get at Walmart that have the heel in the way and the toe and all that. There we go. Now, I don't need to roll the sides because it doesn't have color. It doesn't have a background. I am going to flip it. Flip it. And switch it. So I switched them. Okay, now we're going to go ahead. Right there. Like I said, if you don't want your paper to move, you can put tape on the side, tape it to the butcher paper. Make sure it's back to the regular temperature before you press. So I do what I'm showing you with all my socks, no matter what size or style. I do the same steps. Of course, you know, different style socks you're going to measure different and all that, but it's pretty much the same steps. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Let me know if the video helped you. Make sure you like it. It is supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be hard. That's why these designs are so much fun when they don't have a background, because then you don't have to worry about the roll. Okay? So I'm going to let those cool off. Switch my paper. Oops, my paper just blew away over there. Get my next sock. There we go. And I did print in different ways too, so you would just have to hang on and see those other ways I print with just a full sheet. So these were printed on 13 by 19. You can get 4. You can get 4 with no background, 3 with the background. So you can do it 13 by 19 paper. If not, you can do 11 by 17 paper, and you get 2. But remember, you have to press, you need 4 sheets if you're going to do individual ones like this. Or you need 2 big sheets, like 10 inches wide by 12 and a half. Because these are about a little bit over 12 and a half. And then these are the large. So like the small, I believe it's like 8 and a half, 9. Just depending on your bleed and stuff like that. You can line it back up. If not, you can change your paper, but nothing, since we're not doing a full background, you don't really have to worry about that. Go. Okay, and then you just take these, slide them off like this. Don't pull them. Fold them. Well, make sure you take your pictures though. You can fold them and put them nicely in the bag that they come in. All right. Let me get the next one. I'll show you how to load it. Like this. And then just slide it on. Try to make sure it's not pulled or anything. Make sure it stays straight right there. Make sure your heel is in the middle. There you go. Oops. Oops. Trying to show you one side. Very cute for the holidays. All right. Just keep it moving. Keep it moving. All right, let's get the next one. Let's see. All right, let's do. Just line it up. Make sure you feel for it where you want it to go. Like that. Alright, so let me show you how to. So you don't want to pull it tight. Just like you would your own, you know, when you put it on your leg. Make sure it's straight. Don't make sure, not like that. Make sure that's straight across. Then that would make your design look weird. Here we go. Jig. And after a while the jigs do get hot, so you do got to be careful. And I'll show you how to do the roll the sides after this one. We'll do some so I cut them like this, or they'll be printed like this on the 11 by 17. And then I cut it in the middle. Or you can leave it one big sheet. Look at those. All right. So that heel does not get in the way at all. Socks are lined up. So this one has a bleed. This one I did make bigger. Then they can go on the sides. So like that. All right. These are cute for anything. You put them in a little trick-or-treat bag. You do the Christmas ones, put them in the stocking. I mean, who doesn't need socks? Who doesn't? They're not stretched, they're nothing. So let me cut this one. Alright, so I'm going to show you now. Now you're going to roll the sides and you don't get that white line. Just enough for you to see the color and design on the side. So this is all white. You're going to roll. You might need some gloves. It might be a little warm. Especially if you're not used to it. Okay? Then I'm going to put this one where the other one was. And do the same thing. All right. Line it back up. Get your sheet. And make sure I don't put it upside down. Sometimes when it looks backwards, it looks upside down. Alright. Make sure your heat press is where it needs to be again before you press again. put the jigs on these ones. It's always good to have more than one pair if you plan to do more. It does help it go a little bit faster, but doesn't matter what you make your jig. You just gotta make sure it doesn't hold the moisture. It's not gonna affect your design. I would not recommend cardboard or anything like that, like, you know, a box, like a packing box. I would not recommend a packing box. Okay, so let those cool. And I'll show you those. Make sure your toes are straight. I know everyone loves this one. These are so cute. So here we go with the full colored one. So the front, the back. All right, and then here's the sides. All right, real easy to do, not hard at all. You gotta take your time. And these I don't need to roll because there's no background. So I just get my design. It does make it go a lot faster when you don't have to roll or worry about it. You don't want to pull it just like you would putting it on your leg. Don't pull it, stretch it, any of that. All right, let's see what other one we got over here. Those cool off. We're gonna run out of scrap paper. Always make sure you have enough picture paper before you press. All right. There you go. The heel does not do anything. Now, if you want, and check out my other videos. If you want, you can measure here to here, put a separate box, then you know that you don't want it to cut off. If you don't want it to cut off, and then here to here, if you want it to be like that. But I think it looks okay. I like it. But depending on what you're designing, sometimes you don't want it to cut off, so then you can try to adjust it. Whew. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And I've used these on no-shows. I've used them on everything. So you can use this design, all these designs, on any style sock without it being looking weird or funky or stretched out. You just gotta know how to do it. Make sure your is all covered. So, like I said, I print on 11 by 17 for this one, and then I just cut it in half. And you can use whatever design you want as long as it's going to look how you want it to look. Here's are the fish. All right. Let's get it going. Let's go, go, go. Even though the jig's long, you don't need to pull it all the way. And you don't need to stretch your design out either. Yeah, you did this. Oops. Halloween, breast cancer month, it's all coming up. So let's do some breast cancer. Go. Very cute. Very cute, very cute. Almost done. Almost done. Nope, I don't even have time for that one. Oh my goodness, I put them both upside down. All right. And honestly, I don't even know. Did the other one fall? Huh. Okay, well, I don't even know where the other design is. So, I'll keep these for me. The weather is changing. I don't know where the other one is. Okay, well, since we didn't have a bleed on that, we'll go ahead and do another one. I'll make sure I put these ones up on the right side. All right. Oh, maybe I didn't print another one. Maybe I forgot. I don't know. Huh. Yep, this one only has 3, 2. Okay. All right, so this one we're going to do full bleed. So make sure. There we go. All right. So this is 11 by 17 paper. It's 11, I think I did 10 and a half by 12.70. So since it's not, I pulled up my socks too. That's why I measure ahead. So if my design doesn't fit, then I move my socks up too high. Make sure this is the right way. There we go. Make sure you feel, because I'm going to press these at the same time. One sheet. I put a gap in the middle, probably a finger between. So that's why you have to make sure you go bigger when you do 2 of them like that. All right. Look at that. Super cute. She did this design a long time ago when I still use them. Because it's so cute. So cute, so cute. Ooh. jigs are definitely hot. And I'm going to just roll the side a little bit because I do have polka dots for the background. And you're going to flip it, switch it. If you can't line it back up, throw away your butcher paper and get a new one. Now, I've used this design on drinkware and everything else besides socks and beanies. Doing the same method, making my own template, and I don't distort the design or make it look funny in any way. All right. If you're still hanging on, thank you. I'm going to show you how I use tumbler designs on the socks. I've used them on the beanies in my other videos. Cool. This is what I saved the bigger paper for. All right. Make sure they're lined up, they're straight. Put that finger between. There you go. Do the same thing like I did the ghost one. I'll roll the sides. Just enough to cover the sides. The more you roll it on the sides, the thicker the line will be. Because the more, you first transfer and then you're adding a second transfer to that same area. All right, line it up. If not, switch your paper. And whatever's on the butcher paper will transfer over. So like I stated, these are tumbler designs, so you can make it, for 2 pairs of socks or 1, but it's easier when you have words that it's better that you do it this way, because then it will kind of match up when they put the sock on. So hopefully this video helped anyone that's never done socks and want to try them. So let's get those ones cool. The last one. Make sure it's straight. It's not pulled. Your heel and toes are straight. Line it up. So here you go. Beautiful. You can read the words. It's not too crazy. In the back. One more press. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, make sure you follow. See what I do next. And we're gonna roll the sides. Just a little because we have words. We don't want the words to overlap. Put it back where you can. Ooh, I was gonna put it upside down. Ooh, I'm glad I caught that. That's how you know it's time. That's it. The end is here. Time. We're done. We're done. We're done. Definitely going to be ordering some butcher paper. There we go. But I made it through with what I had. All right. Here we go. Beautiful. All right, you guys. Until next time, take care. Have a good one. Bye.